All right, welcome in, everybody. We are going to try our very best to make sure that we can record this challenge from here on out. So our hand is not great, but it's not terrible either. We don't know. Against unknown opponent on the draw, we'll keep it. Mistveiled Plains makes me feel like Soul Sisters. Sylvan Caryatid. Now this is interesting. I'm considering checking his hand for something like Collected Company here. Just because I feel like a turn 3 Collected Company would be pretty brutal. What does this do? Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library? If we had a Smallpox there, we would have gone for the Smallpox even without the flagstones on the battlefield. Just because of the value of getting rid of Sylvan Caryatid plus another land source. There's Worship. Okay. So we've got like a troll worship thing kind of going on. This is definitely a spot to pox in, so we're going to pox. We'll get rid of the Caryatid plus a mana source. Opponent wasn't quite expecting that, I'm sure. We don't need this Urborg, likely. Opponent discards Leyline of Sanctity as well. Man, this is going to be a hateful matchup for sure. He's got lots of good ones. Luckily for us, though, we do have the Anguish Unmaking, so hopefully that will be enough that we can put the Worship off. One plays a Dryad Arbor and a Wall of Roots. Okay. Do we need like a push? Oh, that's great. That works too. All right, well, let's see here. How do we want to accomplish this? I kind of want to check the opponent's hand too, just to make sure they don't have any nonsense. Now, if we just keep them off... Now, let's check their hand for nonsense. It's almost free, right? Almost free. Sure enough, we get an Idyllic Tutor, which is good. Opponent's got a privileged position left over. Which would give all of his enchantments, including that Worship, Shroud, which is no good. Which pretty much means we're going to have to pick it off this turn. Or at least in response. Actually, he can't generate 2 mana, so the correct play is to never down the Wall of Roots. And pass it back. If we draw a land, we can cast Lingering Souls and Anguish Unmaking, which is great. If not, whatever. Opponents just got this privileged position in hand right now. Other permanents you control have hexproof. That's pretty gross. Well, Liliana right on time. We'll just snatch that privileged position out of your hand. Discard our souls for value. Souls are back. Alright, so our clock is 2 turns if we animate Shambling Bent. Well, that's bad news. Because now that that's a thing, if he draws like Sylvan Caryatid exactly, we're in deep shit. Well, I suppose not. I guess we would have a Liliana ultimate at some point in the near future then, and we could separate the creature from the additional worship. So I guess we're not just out to a Sylvan Caryatid, but we're in trouble if he draws it. But opponent doesn't draw it. All right. Well, Sylvan Caryatid worship A. It's interesting because I'm not too sure how to attack. That's the one thing that's slightly problematic here, is I'm not too sure what approach to take. Obviously, Liliana is very good against Sylvan Caryatid. I don't know if we need all the Planeswalkers. Do we shave a Bloodghast? How good's Fulminator in this matchup is the question. Not on the draw so much, I don't think. Yeah, maybe on the play, but not on the draw. I don't know. Bloodghast might even be worse, though. Yeah, because Bloodghast, like, runs into walls all day, I guess. So game 2, we're boarding in the Damnations, and we're going to see if that's not enough to keep him off of his nonsense. He does also have Leyline, we have to remember, which is right there. Okay, he plays Dorks, which is good. Yeah, I think we just killed the Dork. Might be wrong, might be right, but we're killing the Dork. The issue there is that we possibly make it so like the next thing's a Wall of Roots, and then we can't Collective Brutality the Wall of Roots, but we do plan to Damnation later in the game, and that's just the Noble Hierarch, which we can totally kill. That's another Noble Hierarch, holy crap. Alright. Mana, mana, mana. Opponent's trying to make it, and we are trying to take it. Idyllic Tutor's going to get to go get an enchantment of his choice. Courser of Crewfix, interesting. We'll make Lingering Souls tokens and bait him. Opponent's looking for love in lands. There's a land. It's also a creature, funny enough. And there's a heroic intervention, which means we must cast our damnation here. Alright, well that's fine. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that, opponent. We'll attack for 2 first because it's free, obviously. Free chip damage is always good. And then we get essentially a 3-for-1 because half a Lingering Souls isn't really a card. So maybe a 3 for 1.5. Still really good value. Man, this guy with these noble hierarchs, eh? Alright, let's draw a land so we can Smallpox. That's not quite what we wanted. And I'm not really comfortable not resolving Gideon. So we're going to resolve Gideon. Opponent's fine with that because his mana is back to 3 and he's just hoping to draw a land so he can do things. Like worship, I would assume. No luck. Oh wow, that's great news. But we can't target him with Leyline of Sanctity on the battlefield. But what we can do is get in for free, chip damage once again. Always send in the chip damages in Smallpox, especially when you know you have to get rid of your creatures. Oh yeah, and I can actually Lingering Souls here, so I don't even have to get rid of the good ones. Okay, perfect. I Lingering Souls because my mana is going to be perfect enough that I can Lingering Souls plus Smallpox. Discard this useless Thoughtseize because we can't target him thanks to Leyline. Leon is not useless because we can tick up. We'll discard the Swamp since we have Urborg. Alright, after all that nonsense, we make another Knight. Clock's pretty fast here, too, for the opponent, so... And the opponent scoops it up! Woo! Beat Worship Leyline.deck. Wow, that can't be the greatest matchup for us, but I guess Smallpox is super helpful, right? Against Sylvan Caryatid. So thanks everybody. 2-0 so far in the challenge. I'll see you guys back for the next round. See you soon.